Hello leaders, this is Jason Graziani. Welcome to our channel, Leader for Life. Today we're going to be covering part 6 of our financial series, and today we're going to be talking about annuities. How to pick one, what they are they right for me, kind of clear up some of the fog when it comes to annuities. On our last video, if you saw, we covered the tax circles, which covered some of the implications regarding taxes when you're using insurance products. Our next video is going to be covering some of the accounting terms. LIFO and FIFO, last in, first out, first in, first out. Some of the boring concepts there, but very important if you're going to choose to be a leader for life and know what type of financial instrument is best for you. But let me give you 3 disclosures first. Number 1, suitability. I am not recommending a particular product or an annuity to you because I don't know your financial needs. This is a video and this is a tool for you to make a decision for yourself. But number 1, as far as suitability, I can't make a recommendation to you without knowing your needs. Number 2, compliance. Every one of us in this industry that talks on these subjects like life insurance, annuities, long-term care, you have to be licensed with your state in order to have these conversations. Make sure that when you're seeking advice from a professional that they're licensed in order to do so. And that leaves me to the disclosure that I have right up here on the top right. I am not a tax advisor and I am not a legal professional. If you need tax or legal advice, you need to seek the right course and seek the right help. But as far as annuities and life insurance are concerned, I'm pretty well versed on these areas and I look to provide you some value. Disclosure number 3. The entire purpose for this entire video series is to empower you, yes, to empower you to make the best decisions for yourself financially, because in order to choose to be a leader for life, you have to have your financial services taken care of for yourself, because if you're worried about short-term financial needs or you're kind of stressed out a little bit, it's going to cause you to make bad decisions as a leader. And I want to help you make good decisions as a leader, which means you have to have your financial house in order. So before we get started, let me take a quick sip of my coffee and let's get going. So if you see that we've broken down today into 3 parts. We have 3 places to put your money so that I could compare insurance products to banking products and stock market products. We've got 4 questions that you ask yourself to see, is an annuity proper for me? And then if you feel that it is, on the right side, I covered the 2 different phases of an annuity, accumulation and distribution. So let's start up here on the top left. 3 places to put your money. Again, conceptual, simple. Anytime that you see numbers here, these are hypotheticals and averages so that you understand the concept as to how bank stocks and insurance products work. If you look at banking products, you'll see 0 to 2%. Now, that just means that the good part of a bank is that it's safe. The downside of the bank is that you don't grow your money. And the enemy of banking products is inflation, which is essentially at what rate does the dollar have purchasing power. And over time, little by little, your dollar, your $1 in your pocket is worth less and less and less because of the costs of things around you getting more and more and more. And that's called inflation. When we look at stocks, you'll see that you could have a terrible return like -30, and you could have a great return like +30. So down here, what's great about stocks? Growth. You could have a lot of growth in the stock market. What's bad? Safety. If you're looking for security and safety, stock market's not a good place. And then finally, what's the enemy of stock market? I just said it, market loss. Now let's look at insurance products. If you see insurance products at 0 to 15%, what does that mean, 0 to 15, Jason? Well, the good part of insurance products is that it is safe and that you have the opportunity to have a gain in the marketplace. You could have growth. You have an opportunity, no guarantees, but you have an opportunity for growth with no risk of loss. What's the bad part of the annuity product or insurance products? It's long-term. This is not something where you want it there for a year or 2 years. You generally want to keep these products for 7, 10, 15, 20 years. And so this is a longer term investment. If you're looking for something shorter term, I don't know if I'd look towards the insurance products. Finally, what's the enemy of an insurance product? It's simply lack of understanding. Typically, when people don't know about something, they're fearful of it, or they're less willing or less inclined to learn more about it because they stick to what they know. And most of the time, what we know is the bank account that we go to for our checking, savings, and our HR manager at work that gives us a 401k or some type of retirement plan. But we really don't venture outside of those areas because we have a lack of understanding. Key point on this first part here is this. Jason, why would I choose an insurance product over a stock market product? And it's simply this. Are you willing to give up a percentage or portion of your gains to have no risk of loss? I'll ask that again. Are you willing to give up a portion of your gains to have no risk of loss? If you're willing to give up a portion of your gains to have no risk of loss, you should keep listening and learn more about the annuity product. If right now you're saying, what are you talking about? I love going way high and way low and way high and way low, and I don't want to give up any of my gains and I don't want to have any protection against loss. This may not be a product for you. Maybe it still is, maybe it's not, but let's continue and keep going forward. So, 4 questions to ask yourself whether an insurance product, specifically an annuity, is for you. If you look at the top left here, I say an annuity is simply a contract between you and an insurance company. That's it. Jason, what's an annuity? It's a contract between you and an insurance company. That's it. That contract stipulates that you're going to give an insurance company some of your money. You're either going to do a lump sum or you're going to do something like monthly, and then they're going to give you something on the back end. And so I'm going to give you the 4 questions that you're going to ask yourself to say, is this right for me to change what I currently have and put it into a product that's managed by an insurance company called an indexed annuity? So you may have a 401k currently. You may have a CD. You may just have money at the bank, however you have it. And you may be asking yourself, does it make sense for me to put my 401k into an annuity, which essentially becomes an IRA, an individual retirement account? Or if you move your CD over to an annuity, it's called a non-qualified plan. Retirement plans are called qualified plans, like 401k, 403b, 457. Those are qualified plans. Non-qualified plans don't qualify for a tax write-off. Accounts like stock, mutual fund or CD or bank account, something like that. So going back to the questions, these 4 questions are listed here. You'll see the 4th question has a dotted line and then it's by itself on the bottom. The reason being is because the 4th question is only for non-qualified accounts, but the first 3 questions are for all types of index annuities. Here's the first one. Do you have beneficiaries that you would want your money to pass to, avoiding probate in the event of your death? Do you have beneficiaries that you want your money to go to in the event of your death, avoiding the probate process? If the answer is yes, this might be a type of an account that you're looking for. If you say, I don't care who gets my money, I have no kids, no spouse, no heirs, no friends, go ahead, just keep my money, then that may not be important to you. But if you have people in your life that you'd want to receive your money if something happened to you, you may want to look at an insurance product. Question number 2, principal protection. And the question is this: is principal protection important to me? In other words, do I want to have an opportunity for growth with no risk of loss? If your principal, which is your amount of money, protection, meaning it cannot lose, if principal protection is important to you, this may be a good product for you. Number 3, guaranteed lifetime income. Guaranteed lifetime income, meaning at some point in your life when you're ready to take withdrawals or distribution, do you want to know that you have a guaranteed income for the rest of your life that you cannot outlive? Yes, whether you reach 88 years old, whether you reach 98 years old, whether you're 104, it doesn't matter. As long as you have your contract instilled, they will pay you for life. Do you want an income? Is that important to you? If it is, the index annuity is definitely what you need to be looking towards. And then finally, question number 4, tax deferral. Would I like my contributions that I'm putting in and the gains that I'm making, do I want to defer my taxes? Meaning, I don't want to pay taxes until I pull the money out. If tax deferral is important to you, for example, if you have a mutual fund account or if you have a CD and they earn an interest this year, every year you have to report that interest as taxes and you have to pay taxes on it. But if you have it inside of an index annuity, it's tax deferred, like a 401k, and you don't have to pay taxes until later. So again, 4 questions: death benefit, principal protection, guaranteed lifelong income, or tax deferral. Now, Jason, what's the catch? It seems like you're giving so many things. What's the catch? Well, remember, I didn't cover this part earlier. If you keep your money in a regular 401k, you have your few percentage points in fees, 1 to 2% is average. You get all of the gains and all of the loss. So by itself, that's what it is. But if you want to go from here to here and you say, wow, that looks like a lot of benefits, what's the catch? There is a catch. What's the catch? Long term investment. And I covered that earlier. As long as you have time and some money, the insurance company has a lot of time and they'll trade your time for benefits. And that's essentially what they're doing here is they're saying, hey, you're 40 years old, you're 50 years old, you're 60 years old. You don't want to touch this money for 10, 15, 20 years? Here's what we'll give you. We'll give you this, this, and this. Well, what's that? We'll give you a death benefit for your beneficiaries. We'll give you principal protection on your money, and then we'll give you income for the rest of your life if you give us some of your time. And that is the catch, which leads me to the final part. 2 stages of an annuity. When I mean stages, I'm talking about if this line right here represented your age, and you put money into the account here, and then this was your life expectancy for the rest of your life, that's your age, all right? You have accumulation and you have distribution. Accumulation is the point in your life at which you're not touching your money. Distribution is the point in your life which you start touching your money. Typically, people start distribution after 59 and a half because there's different IRS rules and 10% penalty prior to touching your money before 59 and a half. Again, consult a tax advisor for your specific situation. But generally speaking, insurance companies give a guaranteed payout for life after age 60. And so depending on when you want to touch those funds, let me give you quick analysis here. And again, products vary from company to company and state to state. So you have to see what products are approved by which companies in your current state. But generally speaking, what the insurance companies will do is they'll credit you one of 3 ways. They'll either give you a fixed rate of return that you select when you set up the account, like a fixed rate, like 2, 3, 4%, they're going to give you a fixed rate of return. Or they're going to have something called participation or monthly cap. And they'll give you a formula and they'll say, hey, we're going to give you participation, which means if today you put the money in the market and the S&P 500 is trading at 3,500 points, between today and exactly a year from now, we'll look back and see how did the S&P 500 yield, and then they'll give you a percentage of those returns. I don't want to get too technical on this video when it comes to some of those items because there's a lot of different scenarios out there. That's what financial professionals are for, but that's the way that they credit you. They'll have 2 or 3 formula variations, and then they'll let you pick, and then you get the interest based off the one you picked. Now, distribution. There's 3 ways that you could take a distribution. Number 1, you could take the income stream, which is the most popular. Most people get the annuity because they want to check every single month or quarter or year for the rest of their life, and that's why they touch it. Number 2 is a withdrawal. You could just take partial withdrawals, lump sum withdrawals. If you just say, hey, I don't want the income, I just want to touch some of the money today, but I don't need any next month. And then when I want some more money, I just want to take a withdrawal. You could absolutely do that. And then you typically just pay taxes when you take a withdrawal. And then the last one would be a lump sum or death. And every insurance company is going to have what's called a surrender period. And a surrender period could be anywhere from 0 to 20 years. And essentially, the longer the surrender period, typically the more benefits the insurance company is offering. And so you need to look at what type of contract is best for you with your current needs. If you're able to wait 10, 15, 20 years to touch your money, you'll typically find the best terms on the insurance contracts called an annuity. And if you only have a few years to wait, maybe your options start becoming a little bit more limited, but you could choose what's best for you in these terms. Understand, money is a tool, okay? Just like any tool, just like a hammer, just like a pair of scissors, just like your car, money is a tool. Things that help your tool is interest rate that you earn. So the more interest on your money, the better. Reducing your taxes will help your money. Reduced inflation will help the purchasing power of your money. Your dollar in the future it'll buy more things. And then finally, you saving is probably the best way to help your financial situation is you put money into something. The things that hurt your account, market loss hurts your money. Increased taxes hurts your money. Increased inflation hurts your money. Increased fees hurts your money. And then finally, you spending hurts your money. And I know I covered some of these points seem fairly obvious, like they're common sense, but common sense isn't that common. That's why I'm bringing it up. So as we do a quick recap here, we notice that there are 3 places you could put your money. You could pick between banks, stocks, insurance companies. I gave you the good, bad, and the enemy of all 3. That way you know what's best for you. We gave you 4 questions, and these questions you could ask yourself. Do I need a death benefit? Do I need principal protection? Do I need a guaranteed income? And do I need tax deferral? And those are questions that you have to answer for yourself. And if those questions are yes, you may be in a position where you may want to look at an index annuity. And if those questions are no, maybe this was just an educational piece and you say, you know what, Jason, this video helped me to understand that I'm not looking for an index annuity right now. Thank you for clearing the air in 15 minutes. I really appreciate that. And then finally, the accumulation and distribution. If you are looking to get into one of these contracts, this is kind of more or less what you're going to be looking for. And I hope you choose to take your money, look at it as a tool. Your money is emotional to you, but it's logical to me. My money is emotional to me, but probably logical to you. And so typically it's very good that when you're dealing with your own money, get another set of eyes of somebody that has no feelings or passion towards your money and simply looks at it as dollars and cents and a logical assumption as to what makes best sense for you. Hey guys, if any of this material helped you out and this video on annuities kind of gave you a little bit of clarity, if you know anybody, typically it's an older audience, more middle-aged to upper middle-age audience that usually wants to learn more about these types of products and services, but they could be for younger people too. If you know anybody that's in the market that's kind of looking for different savings options and wants to know what their choices are, this video is not meant to recommend something. It's just meant to provide knowledge and create awareness on something that's used by thousands and thousands of families out there, if not millions of Americans use these types of services. And I want to make sure that you're able to make the best decision for your family. If you thought that this video would help you, subscribe to our channel, Leader for Life. We're going to do a variety of series that are all equipping you to choose to be a leader for life. And if you have a comment to share with us, give us a comment, like the page, let us know what types of things would you like us to put together in the future, and we're going to go ahead and put that together for you moving forward. I hope you choose to be a leader for life. Take care, God bless you, and we'll see you at the top. Bye-bye. Hello leaders, this is Jason Graziani. I was going to say coming to you live one more time.